Welcome everybody to our Burlington High School graduation ceremony. I'd like to thank you all for coming. Tonight we'll be hearing from our salutatorian Christian McNiven and our two valedictorians Sydney Olson and Jerem Davidson. Then we'll be hearing from our principal Mr. Matt Davidson. Finally, we'll be watching our senior movie. Once again, thank you all for joining us in this celebration.
A number of years ago, there was a question asked in my class. What if someone told you they had a copy of every Google search you've ever made in Google and would release it to the public unless you paid them a $10 fee every month? What would you do? As I pondered this question, I realized the world has fundamentally changed in the time my classmates and I have been alive. We were born in the early 2000s when the internet, devices, and social media were in their infancy. Today, connectivity is nearly universal, along with its associated advantages and privacy intrusions. It can be sobering to think that there is a record of everything we look at or say on the internet, and that people who intend to do us harm could potentially use that information to cause us embarrassment. The question I would like to address is this: should we be careful in what we say and do because of fear of embarrassment, or is there a better reason? I believe there is a better reason, and that reason is character. The late John Huntsman Sr., a successful business leader in the chemical industry, said, "There is no moral shortcuts in the game of business or life. There are basically three kinds of people: the unsuccessful, temporary successful, and those who become and remain successful. The difference is character." To me, I believe character means that we do the right thing even though no one is watching, and even if it will cause us temporary setbacks. It means that people can trust us to do what we say we will do. It means we'll take responsibility for our mistakes and try to fix them. The measures of success in our lives will not be our wealth or possessions. Rather, it is the character that is developed over a lifetime.
Hey guys, we all know that this isn't a typical graduation. So this isn't a typical graduation speech. I never imagined writing my speech in the format of a YouTube video, but I don't think any of us imagined any of this. So instead of seeing it as an obstacle, I wanted to have some fun and make the most of it. As we've been asked to stay home for the last couple months, I've had time to reflect on my class and the time we've spent over the past 12 years. Tonight, I wanted to talk about some of the life lessons that I've personally learned about my classmates over the years. Watching Jerem chase and set the school record in the mile last year taught me that through hard work and determination, you can overcome any obstacle that comes your way. Not only is he the school record holder, he is also the only 12-sport athlete in our grade. I think we all saw this determination in the classroom as well. He never stops until he has the grades he wants. And it paid off when he was awarded the Trustees Fund for the University of Wyoming. Every time I had trouble on an assignment, he was always there to help me. Sometimes I was even tempted to put his name next to mine on some of my assignments. But really, I know that I wouldn't be giving this speech today if it weren't for his patience with me. Will and I have done hundreds of stunts for cheer over the past 4 years. I'm sure that many of you have seen our stunts at games, and maybe even seen us wobble a little. But ever since our freshman year, I always trusted that he would be there to catch me when I fell. We all need someone like that in our lives. Someone to rely on to pick us up when we need it. This might be a family member or a good friend, but we should all strive to be that person in someone else's life. The lesson I want to share about Adrian is this: just because you can grow a beard doesn't always mean you should. Just kidding, he pulled it off okay. But seriously, Adrian is the perfect example of pursuing your passion. From the time he was little, Adrian always knew that he wanted to work around cars. I remember being on the playground and him going on and on about every type of car while I sat there pretending to be interested. He never let anything get in the way of his goal. We can all learn a lesson from Adrian: to choose what we love and pursue it relentlessly. Christian spent a good part of last year training to become an EMT in our community. A lot of us didn't even know that he was doing this until he was finished. This is a good example of who Christian is as a person. He is always dedicated to making other people's days a little bit better, even if it's just a simple compliment or a hey in the hallway. Whether it's something small like that or something more serious like performing CPR on someone who needs it, he's always willing to give up his time for the benefit of others. The world relies on selfless people like him that sacrifice their time for other people. At prom last year, I spilled sparkling apple cider all over Sienna's prom dress. I felt like such a horrible person, but Sienna instantly forgave me, laughed it off, and told me that it was no big deal. It seems small, but she's an amazing example of someone who can make you feel happy and comfortable. Especially now with everything that's going on, we can all take Sienna's approach and accept that not everything is going to go our way. But we always have control over our own attitudes and choose to not let these things affect us. You cannot find a single person in the entire school who doesn't like Sarah. She gets along with everyone. And you always seem to be smiling when you're having a conversation with her. She never has a bad thing to say about anyone, and she never seems to be complaining. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all be like her, where people could say that about us, that an unkind word never leaves our mouth? Alora is so funny, and I love her sense of humor. It'd be amazing to go through life and always look at the bright side of things. Whenever we had boring assignments or spent hours setting up decorations, she always found something to laugh at and made these long hours seem short. Alora and I always joke about the stuff that we see on Instagram, and everything just seems a little funnier when we talk. I strive to go through life like Alora does, always looking to make others laugh and smile. I've had the chance to play with and watch Anna compete in sports for the past 6 years. Something I've noticed about her is she doesn't necessarily care about being in the spotlight. What matters to her is helping her team in whatever way she can, even behind the scenes. I don't think volleyball is her favorite sport, but she still went out for all 4 years because her teammates needed her. In basketball, she is just as happy to make the game-winning assist as she is to make the game-winning shot. She's just always where she needs to be. In life, we shouldn't care so much about who gets the credit, but rather just making sure that we are where we need to be and that the job gets done. Allison is constantly amazing people with her talents. She's very expressive, and she's not afraid to show her creativity in and out of the classroom. I've done dance lessons with her, cheered with her, watched her paint her jeans, and paint her bedroom door. And she's constantly amazing me with her makeup skills. She really can turn anything into a masterpiece. The world really would be a boring place without people like Allison to give it color. So for me, even though missing our senior trip, prom, musical, and traditional graduation has been difficult, it has helped me appreciate my class a little more without not being able to go to school with them. I realize these great life lessons from them. I've been so lucky to go to school with them for all these years, and I'll take these lessons that I've learned from them and use them throughout my own life. I've really enjoyed reflecting on these last 12 years together, and I'm grateful for the chance to put together this whole senior movie for them. I'm really excited to see what they all choose to do in the future. So, in the style of a true YouTube video, I'll end by saying that if you enjoyed this speech, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for future videos. Congratulations, class of 2020!
Howdy everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jeremy Davidson. For those of you who do know me, well, I apologize. I have to say I'm grateful that I get to record this speech in my house rather than having to give it in front of all of you. With all of this coronavirus, things have been tough, and I have definitely missed seeing all of my classmates and my teachers' beautiful faces at school. But I have gone fishing about every single day, so it's definitely a toss-up between the good and the bad. First, I'd like to thank all of our amazing teachers and staff here in Burlington. You have provided our class with a great education that few other places could give to us. Also, a big thank you to all of our parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandmas and grandpas, and any other family who have always supported us. Our class has been together for a long time, most of us since preschool, or at least since some point in elementary. Somewhere along the way, we either learned to get along or at least not to kill each other. Well, I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and since I'm not qualified to give any advice of my own, I'll give some from one of my favorite people, John Wayne, who said, "Tomorrow hopes that we have learned something from yesterday." I thought it would be appropriate to list a few people who seem like they have learned from their yesterdays and made their tomorrows better. First is Michael Jordan. MJ didn't make his starting varsity team when he was a sophomore in high school, but used this disappointment as fuel for the rest of his basketball career. He went on to win the national championship with his North Carolina college basketball team, 6 NBA titles, 5 MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 2 Olympic gold medals, was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and earned the label of not only the greatest basketball player ever, but one of the greatest athletes of all time. Next is J.K. Rowling. Rowling was a single, jobless mother who, when she sent her idea for her famous series, Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 different publishers before one finally accepted her idea. The Harry Potter series has now been translated into 73 languages, sold millions of copies, and earned over $20 billion. Next is Thomas Edison. Edison tried over 3,000 ideas before he finally found the one that would be the precursor to the modern light bulbs we use today. Then Abraham Lincoln. Our 16th president was defeated in 26 campaigns for public office when he was finally elected president. He had gone bankrupt twice and had numerous failed businesses before becoming the man who would lead our country through civil war. And Beethoven. When he was young, Beethoven was told he was too stupid to become a music composer, and in later years became completely deaf. However, this did not stop him from composing numerous symphonies and becoming one of the greatest composers of all time. I hope as a class we can look back on yesterday and use what we have learned for our tomorrows. And to end, I'd like to use Dr. Seuss's poem, "Well, the Places You'll Go." Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you're the guy who will decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you'll say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down, and in that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And then things start to happen. Don't worry, don't stew. Just go right on along, you'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. To the class of 2020, thanks for the memories. I wish you all well as we move forward to chase our goals and dreams. I look forward to hearing how things are going and meeting up again someday. Congratulations and good luck with your tomorrow.
Hi, graduating class of 2020. I wish you could be here with me more than it's just bobbleheads. The school has been a lonely place without you, but at least we have technology. Speaking of which, this pandemic has really perked up the evolutionary juices in me, and it's helped me evolve from being a nerd to being a techie nerd. I now know TikTok is more than just the sound of an old-fashioned clock, and that tweeting is now the preferred form of communication for humans rather than birds. I'm sorry your senior year is ending this way. COVID-19 and the decisions surrounding it have stolen from you long anticipated moments. I regret that you missed the DC trip, prom, track, the musical, and all those times together this last quarter. There's some hard lessons in all of this. Here's one of them. Life is not neat. Things happen. Illness, loss of employment, accidents, fractured relationships, poor decisions, missed opportunities, and the list continues. But you do not have to let those events define you. Viktor Frankl was an Austrian neurologist, psychologist who spent 3 years in a Jewish concentration camp during World War II. He experienced and saw the worst that humanity can be exposed to. His wife, his father, his mother, and his brother all died during the horrific Holocaust. After this, looking back and reflecting upon his experiences, the things which he had learned, he wrote the classic book, Man's Search for Meaning. Here are several thoughts from him. Quote, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude. Choosing one's attitude is a powerful option. It is the difference between progress and defeat. Here's another thought. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. So when life is hard because of circumstances that you cannot control, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? And a third thought from Frankl, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response is our growth and our freedom. Here's one of the secrets to a successful life. No matter what happens to you during your life, you always can choose how to respond. You can choose to be proactive or reactive. The reactive folks choose to be victims and blame others. Their mindset is, I can't or I won't. Proactive people are doers. They choose to find the positive and to move forward. Their mindset is, I can and I will. I have something to show you. There you are, in your rightful place on the wall in our Hall of Fame, joining the Alumni Club from Burlington High School. Many, many good people have graduated before you and have continued to represent our community from many walks of life in many locations around the world. Wherever life takes you, remember your roots and carry on the great tradition of the Burlington alumni. Good luck, congratulations, continue to work toward your dreams, and remember, what you believe, you can achieve.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a look of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look,
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch no bandit run. Keep your foot hard on the pedal, son, never mind them brakes. Let it all hang out, cause we got a run to make. The boys are thirsty in Atlanta, and there's beer in Texarkana, and we'll bring it back no matter what it takes. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run.
Out my hand, tell you to run. On the way. Nobody say, nobody young. Well, pick me up with golden hand. Tell you to run. On the way. Nobody say, nobody young. Well, I would like to hold my little hand. How we will run, how we will cry. I would like to hold my little hand. How we will run, how we will cry.
does the time go? I keep losing track. Where does the time go? We're too young to get lost looking back. Of all the things we will remember, the good, the bad, and all the blessings in disguise, today will stick with me forever. Even if we have to say goodbye. Where does the time go? I don't want this to end. Where does the time go? Let's hang on to the moment we're in.
Six lanes, tail lights, red ants marching into the night. They disappear to the left and right again. Another supper from a sack, a 99-cent heart attack. I got a pounding head and an aching back, and the camel's buried in a big straw stack. I'm gonna live where the green grass grows, watching my corn pop up in rows. Every night be tucked in close to you. Raise our kids where the good Lord's blessed, point our rocking chairs towards the west, and plant our dreams where the peaceful river flows, where the green grass grows.
Gotta hold on easy as I let you go. Gonna tell you how much I love you, though you think you already know. I remember I thought you looked like an angel wrapped in pink, so soft and warm. You've had me wrapped around your finger since the day you were born. You're beautiful, baby, from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Take on this old world, but to me, you know you'll always be my little girl. When you were in trouble, that crooked little smile milled my heart of stone. Now look at you, I've turned around and you've almost grown. Sometimes you're asleep, I whisper I love you in the moonlight at your door. As I walk away, I hear you say, Daddy, love you more.
why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. 'Cause I'm having a good time. Don't stop me now. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. Yeah.
No words, but tears won't make any room for more, and it don't hurt like anything I've ever felt before. This is no broken heart, no familiar scars. This territory goes uncharted. Just me in a room sunk down in a house in a town, and I don't breathe. Though I never meant to let it get away from me. Now I've too much to hold. Everybody has to get their hands on gold, and I want uncharted. Stuck under the ceiling I made, I can't help the feeling I'm going down. Follow if you want, I won't just hang around. I can show me where to go, I'm already out. Foolproof ideas, so don't ask me how to get started. It's uncharted. La 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 la. I'm an exception. It's hard to accept because I try to be happy, but then I forget. They tell me I need to chill, that it's all in your head. Maybe I'm paranoid. I don't wanna be myself. It's making me so unwell. I don't wanna be myself. Just wanna be someone else. I'm not prepared for the future. So many things that I just don't know. I cut my hair, bought a new shirt, new pair of shoes, and it's time to go. I finally found an apartment, signed a lease on a car this month. I can't go back to the start now. Time doesn't slow down. I'm on my own. Guess my childhood is over now. I'm taking down my posters and I'm putting all my things inside a box next to a toaster. That's my closest thing to closure. I can't stop this roller coaster. I'm not ready to get older. I'm not ready to get older. Guess my childhood is over now. I'm taking down my posters and I'm telling all my friends we'll get together next October. That's my closest thing to closure. I can't stop this roller coaster. I'm not ready to get older. I'm not ready to get older. Never thought I'd be 20. Now 30 don't seem so far away. I know I gotta make a little money, then maybe find somebody to call my own. I'm ready, but I can't go back in time. I know.
just beginning. The pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Yeah. Staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin.